A 30-year-old cargo ship near Sri Lanka just blew a turbocharger. Its maker stopped making spares a decade ago. Replacements come from a Dutch warehouse, an American shop, a Rotterdam robot. That engine has over 120,000 parts. This is a story about who actually makes them now, and about a shadow industry the original engine builders never planned for. For most of the 20th century, the math was simple. A cargo ship would sail for about 20 years. The engine maker, say MAN or Wärtsilä, would stock parts for the run. When the ship was done, the engine was done, and everyone went home. Then ships started lasting longer. Steel got cheaper to refurbish, regulations got friendlier to retrofits than to scrap, and the 2008 financial crisis crushed freight rates and made it cheaper to squeeze another decade out of anything still floating. By 2022, the average cargo ship was being scrapped at 29 years old, up from 17 and a half a generation earlier. Engine catalogues, meanwhile, started aging out faster. New emissions tiers, cheaper electronically controlled successors, companies trimming spare parts numbers to cut warehouse cost. By the late 2010s, a 12-year-old engine could already be flagged as legacy, which means a ship built in 1995 could now be sailing past the day its engine maker officially stopped supporting it. The owner has three options: replace the engine, which costs roughly the price of a new ship and takes a year; scrap the ship, which forfeits a working hull; or find a part nobody is currently producing. For thousands of vessels at sea right now, option 3 is the only one that pencils out. The part comes from one of 4 places, none of which the engine's original builder controls. The first is the original engine maker itself, working against its own catalog. MAN PrimeServe runs what they call a spare partnership for legacy engines. You send them the broken component, they laser scan it, and they remanufacture it, sometimes from drawings their grandparents drew. Wärtsilä operates from a single warehouse in Kampen, the Netherlands. A Dutch town of 50,000 people sitting 2 meters above sea level, holding 30 million ship parts in stock and shipping 140,000 orders a year to 180 countries. They're expanding it by 40%, starting this year. The second is the Aftermarket shop. Companies like Marine Turbo in the US, who've spent 25 years remanufacturing turbochargers for ABB, MAN, Cummins, Caterpillar, whoever the original maker was. Or Turbo Parts World, pulling from the same supplier networks that build EMD locomotives and General Electric marine engines. These shops don't replace the part. They rebuild it from scratch on a one-off against a hand-drawn measurement. The third is the scrapyard. When a ship gets demolished, usually on a beach in Bangladesh or India, every working component is pulled, cataloged, and resold. Another ship's emergency is a scrapyard's inventory. The dead vessel feeds the fleet. The fourth is the new one. RAMLAB in the port of Rotterdam, founded 2016. In 2017, after just 1 year of operating, they printed the world's first-class certified ship's propeller. 298 layers of nickel aluminum bronze deposited by a robot arm, one bronze droplet at a time, then machined down to spec. The propeller went on a Damen tugboat. It performed identically to a cast one in crash stop testing. The U.S. Navy pulled the same trick on a 6-blade pump rotor, 4 prototypes in 2 weeks, printed in aerospace-grade thermoplastic. When this network works, which is most of the time, nobody hears about it. When it doesn't, you get the new Yina, Australia's brand new icebreaker, taken out of service for months waiting on a coupling because the spare parts supply chain choked. You get the cases the Washington Post investigated last year. Hundreds of cargo ships in U.S. waters that lost propulsion mid-voyage, drifting toward bridges, terminals, beaches. The crew radios in. The phrase they use is, "We're a dead ship." The cost of a delayed part is not the part. It's the month the ship spends moving at 3 knots to the nearest dock that can fix it. The original engine builders never planned for this network at all. Kampen sits at the center of a 180-country web. RAMLAB ships its robot arms to 7 of those countries. Over 4 decades, the shadow industry has quietly built in the redundancy, distributed across Rotterdam, Singapore, Kampen, and 100 scrapyards, that the original builders never thought to plan for. That 30-year-old ship off Sri Lanka, the one with the engine its maker abandoned years ago, and was probably forged in Korea in 1994. The replacement keeping it running tonight was machined in Singapore last month, or printed in Rotterdam in nickel aluminum bronze last year, and the part it will need in 2028 has not been made yet by anyone.